Meghan Markle has gone from celebrated royal family member and one of the most in-demand celebrities to selling jam, all in the space of a few short years. So where did it all go wrong? Sky News All Stars Esther Krakue, Kinsey Schofield and Rita Panahi take a look at the wholesome new lifestyle venture that Meghan Markle is relying on to resurrect her image in the eyes of the public. Meghan Markle has had a rough few years. Losing family, a string of career failures and deep reputational damage has marred the once lovable couple, Meghan Markle and her husband, Prince Harry. But Markle is determined to win back the hearts and minds of the public, and she's using jam to do it. The former Duchess has gone public with her new lifestyle venture, America Riviera Orchard, which she touts as a lifestyle brand spanning cooking, homewares and beauty. The official website hasn't been launched yet, but she's using her well-connected friends in Hollywood to drum up publicity and direct people to the mailing list. Sky News All-Star Liz Storer is having none of it, slamming the new brand and saying Meghan is trying to shill products to raise millions.
Meghan Markle has finally launched the first product from her new business venture, American Riviera Orchard. Embrace yourselves, strawberry jam. Now it's been described as rustic with homemade labels and her own calligraphy. Liz, would you love to buy Meghan Markle's jam?
I can't even discuss this. Like, what on earth? She clearly hasn't made it.
Come on,
She probably designed the artwork. Yes, obviously. Love the
calligraphy, the handmade calligraphy.
Yeah. But wow. Now we're just trying to shill products to raise some more millions for the Sussex.
Quick final comment from you, Justin. What do you think?
Look, I'm a marmalade kind of guy myself. I don't think I'll be indulging in Meghan's jam. I think I might just give this one a little pass.
Yeah, I think all of us are going to pass on Meghan Markle's homemade jam. That's one thing we can actually all agree on. Would you believe it?
Despite the website not even being operational as of yet, Meghan Markle is trying to drum up hype for her new brand by recruiting her celebrity friends to post on social media about the jam, which Sky News All-Star Kinsey Schofield calls gross.
Before you go, you mentioned Meghan earlier, and she's had a few more celebrities post pictures of her jam jars. This is Meghan Markle's big genius idea for her lifestyle brand, strawberry jam, and probably the biggest star so far to post about this product is Kris Jenner. She's the mother of the Kardashians and the Jenner girls. How do you see this, Kinsey? Is this a massive coup for her? A lot of people are saying, obviously, Kris Jenner just didn't even bother opening the package for the longest time because the lemons there don't look in the best shape. And but she has belatedly posted it. Is that an enormous success, or is it all a little bit sad?
I mean, I think it's a poor reflection of Meghan because, like I said earlier, Kim Kardashian teasing Kate right before we found out she has cancer. It doesn't look like the company that Meghan keeps is very good when you're associating with people that would be so insensitive during a time where we knew for a fact that the Princess of Wales was recovering from a major surgery. So I think it's just gross. Who cares what Kris Jenner gets a lot of stuff for free, and I bet she tosses half of it, if not most of it, and I bet that jam's already in the dumpster.
Well, yeah, I don't think the Kardashians like the carbs too much. So yeah, if you want them to actually try your product, probably a jam is not the way to go.
And Esther Krakue agrees, pointing out that despite the celebrity spruiking, the original royal family jam still remains much more popular.
And last week on the show, we talked about Meghan releasing her strawberry jam product as part of American Riviera Orchard. And the discussion this week has turned to which celebrities received it. Do we know who they are?
Yeah, so she sent it to a whole host of celebrities, the likes of Kris Jenner, Mindy Kaling, Tracy Ellis Ross, the daughter of Diana Ross, who's now a well-known actress. So she sent it to kind of the who's who of Hollywood. Some of them went on her podcast, the doomed eventually failed podcast by Spotify that she had before it was cancelled. And so, you know, she's trying to subtly create some buzz. These people putting it on their social media saying, thank you so much for our jam, Meghan. We've never had jam before. Is kind of drumming up the hype that they would like. There's obviously been a bit of a competition indirectly with the royal family's jam, the jam that they sell, and Meghan's jam. People are saying there's been an uptick in sales basically for the royal family's jam because people prefer to support the royal family's products as opposed to Meghan's products. Even though Meghan's jam isn't on the market, she's just sending it to celebrities to create buzz. And, you know, we'll see where it goes.
She also adds this latest stunt shows that Meghan Markle is trying to be an influencer wannabe.
It's a bit strange that she kind of went from a working royal, even though she wasn't in that position for long, to kind of like a Martha Stewart, you know, influencer type wannabe. It should be an interesting transition. I'm sure people are waiting to see what she does with the brand.
And Sky News All-Star Rita Panahi adds insult to injury, revealing only 3 out of the 50 PR packages she sent to her famous friends ever saw the light of day on social media.
And these 50 jars that were numbered like works of art, it seems like she's sent out 50, but only 3 of these famous friends have bothered to post about it on their Instagram or social media platforms. So that's not a great strike rate. That just shows you people aren't trumpeting about receiving one of these jars from Meghan.
But it seems as though the cracks are already showing, with Meghan Markle struggling to be CEO of the brand or even find a suitable replacement for herself.
But still on American Riviera Orchard, and I do agree, it's an absolute mouthful, we understand that Meghan is struggling to find a CEO for the venture.
Yeah, so apparently there have been a few candidates that have been considered for the role. Again, it's not surprising because, you know, Meghan, I don't think she has the skills equipped to be the CEO. She'll probably just, you know, be the face of the brand. Since she and Harry moved on from the UK, it's clear that the only role they can carve out for themselves is some sort of influencer type role where they lend their names and they're soon, I suspect, to be defunct titles to anything that they do. Apparently, they've been struggling to recruit a CEO. They've interviewed a few people. I have this sneaking suspicion that Meghan wants to hire like a woman of color. I don't know why. It just seems like something that's very on brand for her. And so she's kind of looking for the right PR fit as well for the CEO for this role. It's curious which kind of person will take it on. You know, Gwyneth Paltrow's lifestyle brand Goop also has a CEO as well, so it's not something that's unusual, but we're just waiting to see how this kind of evolves.
Sky News All-Star Kinsey Schofield agreed, saying, what's the point of this soft launch PR strategy when the products cannot even be purchased yet?
Well, talking about Meghan Markle, I don't know if this is going to help her image, but she's finally done something with that new brand of hers, American Riviera Orchard. I just think that's the most ridiculous name, but she has produced a jam. Tell me about this. Has this been a success? I think it's a strawberry jam.
Yes. I mean, I would say that this is such a disappointment when you consider the fact that for the last 3 years, we have debated whether or not Meghan Markle is capable of running for president of the United States. And, you know, we wait with bated breath for the big launch, and it's a strawberry jam. I mean, how incredibly disappointing if you really had expectations for Meghan Markle to take the White House. But, you know, this is not even available on her website yet, Rita. It looks like she made 50 jars. She distributed them Hailey Bieber or Kylie Jenner style to her BFFs, the 1% around Santa Barbara. I'm sure one's sitting on Oprah's kitchen table right now. But it's interesting, this soft launch. What's the point when if you or I go to her website right now, we cannot even make a purchase? So why all this PR hype, especially when we just found out that the Princess of Wales is dealing with cancer, and we've known that the King is going through cancer treatment.
Meghan Markle's foray into wholesome lifestyle content is no doubt to improve her reputation, which has been in tatters for the past few years. Sky News All-Star Angela Mollard has some thoughts on how Meghan Markle can rebrand.
Anyway, moving on. Angela, a very interesting piece has been published this week in The Telegraph. with comments from various PR experts about how Harry and Meghan can improve their public image. There were some really interesting and definite takeaways here.
Oh, there was. And actually, I've had this conversation with myself with PR friends. We've sat down and we sort of brainstormed, how do you solve a problem like Meghan? I mean, the fact is she needs to improve her PR, particularly in the UK. Now, this piece had some great ideas. That it suggested that, you know, there was no one that needs a greater rebranding than Meghan other than Prince Andrew. That was one suggestion from a PR. I liked the one that said, be less American. How she does that, I don't quite know. The other one said, find the self-deprecation switch within you and switch it on. Another said, why don't you show us more about who you are rather than telling us who you are? See, these were fairly difficult. I'm just looking here. Yeah, show us who you are, be less American. And then also to highlight the stories that are genuine, that there's a feeling that Meghan doesn't have synthesis in her branding, that she skits from one thing to the other. She goes from, you know, jams to children's charities, to humanitarian projects, to acting, to presenting, to, you know, to walking the red carpet sort of thing. She's not really she's not got joined up thinking around her PR strategy, but really hard job. As we know, she did, of course, she and Harry have hired a PR executive in the UK. Primarily, I think he's in consumer goods products, so he's going to be there, you know, pushing her jams and spruiking that part of her working life. But I really do not know how you turn around the problem of Meghan, particularly in the UK. Bronte will speak to it better than I can because she's now living there, but every friend I have in the UK is anti-Meghan.
Royal commentator Bronte Coy agrees, saying Meghan Markle is in desperate need of a rebrand because she's so disliked across the globe.
As Angela said, it is very hard to find a Meghan fan here, and I really mean that across generations. It is something that seems to be widespread across age brackets, which is interesting. Something like 2/3 of the country don't like her, which I find interesting that they now appear to be targeting the British market, because honestly, I would have thought they'd just give up at that point. It is a difficult task. Power to them if they do try to take that on. But the other part that I find interesting is there's a lot of advice in that article. Something that has been alleged over recent years is that Harry and Meghan do not take PR advice very well. Now, this is alleged. This is something that's been claimed from sources from their camp at certain times. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I guess we will eventually find out, you know, with this new strategy in place, whether or not it works and whether they take advice. I guess we'll see at this point.